set up at whatever time it is. What time is it? 7, I think, here. So yeah, it's a little chilly out here.
So you did not get to watch your old teammate, your old podna, or I guess he would have been my old podna, your old teammate, Aaron Rodgers in his second home debut. He lasted more than 4 snaps in this one for the Jets last night on Thursday Night Football.
I saw. So I figured you're going to be surprised by this. I figured out I got NFL Plus now.
Yeah.
Because obviously Bulag is watching and breaking down all this film, and I got to make sure I know what the heck I'm. Well, no, I started, but now I didn't know this existed, that's a whole nother thing. But I was able to. We went for a nice long walk last night, and it was. But I didn't get till the third quarter where the Jets already had things kind of wrapped up. Mm-hmm. So I had the little thing in my phone, and I was able to watch it because then the time zone didn't matter because I, didn't have to sit in front of a TV at the house. So I was able to walk and watch a little bit as it was going. And sounds like he pushed Robert Saleh away on a hug. He, I don't know all the details of it, but it looks like he's back, baby. He looked fresh. It looked like he must have played a pretty good game.
Season form, arguing with coaches, throwing for 300 yards.
His stat line looked good. Yeah, it was a good win for the Jets.
So what I did after that occurred, and then after his explanation, which we're going to play for you in a second, I have to be honest. The thought crossed my mind of, it's always something with this guy these days.
Oh, your old dog. You're going to get after him?
Right?
You're going to get after your old boy?
Well, so I don't know. Let's let so if you didn't see it, they score to go up, as he will explain, 2 scores. And Robert Saleh goes to hug him. And Rodgers gives him a 2-handed shove in the chest, which he is going to claim, as you'll hear momentarily. Well, maybe you won't hear momentarily. That he's a shove guy. He likes a shove, and that they were celebrating that they'd gone up 2 scores. And I just. Last week, there was that little meme that was going around about him not listening to Hackett on the bench, right? There was that clip that was circulating, and it just feels like there was the clip during training camp of him and Garrett Wilson arguing. Is it just me, or
don't misconstrue those things though, Jason? The Garrett Wilson stuff, I didn't have any problem with.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Okay.
My point is that somebody's always making something out of something with him.
Well, because that's how he rolls. I mean, it's just that's kind of. I think people are looking for it too, but I'm never going to be judgmental about stuff that happens on sidelines outside of choking people or anything else. Is it a little bit weird? Yeah. You'd think you'd give him a big old bear hug. You're up 14. Your offense is humming. Things are going well. It's one thing when things aren't going well because, Trust me, I've heard these coaches, even when things are going fine, the amount of stuff that's said about players in those headsets you would never believe it. I'm assuming at some point somebody will get a docuseries and do that too. But I don't have a problem with any of this because it's just – all's fair in love and war when it comes to being on the sideline. That's just how it goes. So I'm not as shook up as maybe you are about this.
I'm not. All right, let me be clear. I'm not shook up. I just don't.
You sound a little bit.
I don't quite understand the explanation, and it feels a little made
forced.
Up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So here is how the hug push away celebration was described afterward.
There was that awkward exchange with you and Robert. You appeared to push him away.
No, it was not really awkward at all.
You appeared to push him away. Then when he went to hug you, what happened?
I didn't know. He's not a big hugger usually, so I didn't know he was going for the hug. He likes to do the 2-hand chest push as well. So, but he talks a lot about 2-score leads. So I just kind of gave him a push and said 2-score lead. That's what happened.
Enough said. Enough said.
He was
That's
limited.
What happened.
I hope
Jason, you know this. A-Rod's a big hug guy. He loves hugs.
He has become one, no doubt.
Maybe he's right. Maybe I don't know Bob Saleh. Is he a hug guy? If he isn't, and you brace, because sometimes there's sometimes a lot of times I'll do a slap on the back and people will kind of like cringe or grimace a little bit. And so maybe there's a little preemptiveness to what Rodgers is saying. I don't have any reason to not doubt him, but yes, it sounds anytime he jumps in and doesn't let you ask the full question, he wants to preemptively hammer you with something. So I'm sure there's probably more to this story. Do I think that Aaron Rodgers appreciates the way Bob Saleh handled the minicamp fiasco?
I do not.
I can assure you he did not. I said that when it happened. This is not going to be good. They better win early because this thing could implode. Well, they've won a little bit early. So maybe it'll be all right. Right? Maybe it'll be all right. But I think this thing is just like my fire here. It's very tindery. And right now they're kind of keeping it. It's not, but that's a powder keg now. That is a powder keg.
Here's why it bothers me. And even Josh DiMaggio, who makes no bones about his despising of the quarterback.
Yeah.
Look, the problem that I have with this is that, and my point of it's always something with this guy, he was fantastic. Like, I don't know. Good. I know there's Packers fans, and we're going to get into Packers Titans, so don't worry. This is just the opening segment of the show. I know there are those of you that just don't want to pretend he doesn't even exist anymore.
Jason, I was going to ask you this before you hit your point. Where are we at as a Packer fan base? I'd like to poll this because I think most Packer fans, because Jordan Love's good, I think most Packer fans I hope Aaron has a nice rest of his career. Or are there, because I think even Joshy has softened his stance on A-Rod. I don't think it's amazing what a year of injury and a year of good quarterback play for your team does. Because last year it would have been hot. It would have been smoking hot, the vitriol, because there was a draft pick attached and everything else. I really feel like there is an indifference and a thank you for your service type vibe and not really a ton of care about what Aaron does now. It's a fascinating little dilemma, scenario that is played out.
I don't know that. We can pull that if you'd like. I'll let Jesse do it from the show account so he can get the vitriol. I don't want that. I don't want that smoke. Because I do think that they just don't. I think you're right. I think they don't care for one. Those of us that covered him or played with him are probably more interested in watching, but I still, no matter how you feel about some of his off-the-field opinions or thoughts or statements or activities, I still think he's a really interesting player, and for him to play the way he played last night was super interesting and entertaining. Because I don't know what, I watched the opener, and, he had some flashes, but obviously San Francisco throttled them pretty good.
They stunk. They stunk.
Yeah, and the way he played last night, obviously New England's not very good, but it looked like vintage Aaron Rodgers, like him moving outside the pocket. And the reason why I think that is important is because I want to get to the whole idea of Jordan Love and how he will be able to, quote-unquote, protect himself if he does play on Sunday against the Titans. Because what you saw, if you watch Thursday Night Football, Rodgers did have a 16-yard run during the course of the game, but he and Jordan Love after him in a similar fashion both believe in running to extend plays and make plays down the field. That has always been Rodgers' MO, and that is what Jordan Love tries to do as well. And so I'm eager to see exactly what Jordan Love, if he plays, and I don't think he will, but if he does, how he's going to do that part of his job. We'll talk about that coming up after Tausch tells us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Indeed, they are the window and door equivalent of clinching the division, winning a world championship, hitting for the cycle. Matter of fact, Pella had a Shohei day. 3 homers, 51 club. That's the beauty of Pella Windows and Doors. They manufacture all of their own products, and each one of those products gets tested thousands of times to ensure that it withstands the test of time. Quality craftsmanship and innovative design are built into every Pella product for timeless beauty and performance. Order by September 30th. Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We'll get to Packers Titans next. So for those of you in the YouTube comments that you don't hate Aaron Rodgers, you just don't want to talk about him, great. We won't talk about him. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Milwaukee fans, your perfect sports day is here, and it's Thursday, September 26th at Magoo's on the Mound. Come early to watch baseball as Milwaukee takes on Pittsburgh at 11:35, and stay for 94.5 ESPN's live broadcast of Kyle Bruston Nortman from 2 to 5 p.m. Enjoy amazing food, great drink specials, and more. From baseball postseason and football game day specials to their famous Friday night fish fry and exciting live music series coming soon. Magoo's on the Mound is the place to be this fall. Visit magoos.biz for information on events and specials.
Gear up for October baseball. Brewers postseason tickets go on sale on September 20th. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at Brewers.com.
Frank Daniels, our Madison Goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we will professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Hop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. In arguably their biggest non-conference game in 3 decades, the Wisconsin Badgers laid an egg, getting ran out of Camp Randall by 4th-ranked Alabama 42-10. Here's Luke Fickell on what he told his players after the game.
You haven't had your ass whooped before, you just did. And it hurts. But in this game, that's going to happen. And it's a part of the game. It stinks. It doesn't mean you didn't work hard. It means you didn't get the job done. It's a good old-fashioned ass whooping at home, which hurts.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Road, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Sam Steiner is with me. So someone suffers a sports injury and walks into OAW. What's next?
In some cases, setting them up with a sports therapist through our facility and seeing if they can get back into what they want to do without surgery. And then in other cases, when we see them back, we follow them along. You're not assessing just their injury, you're assessing the patient. You want to understand their expectations, and based on that, that's where you go down a treatment algorithm to get them back into what they want to do.
Is it tough to take into account the human aspect of things and not just focus on the injury?
I think it's very challenging. And like I said, you have to be invested in the people you take care of to understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are. They just can't be a number and look at, say, an MRI and say, well, you have this, then we're going to do this. I think in every single circumstance, you have to take into account everything that you have and assess the patient, understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Upon further review, as pointed out to me by Big Matt.
Nice hat.
Thanks. It's a bucket hat.
That is a good hat.
It's a bucket hat.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Love bucket hats.
M&M's. Tausch and I were discussing my hat choice off air. And he wanted to see a bucket hat, so now he's got one. And I'd like to see him a little bit closer to the camera, but I don't see that occurring.
Is that better?
No. The reading of the lips and the dirty look that the quarterback gives his head coach. I'm not buying. I'm even less buying the 2-score lead nonsense. That said, we're not here to talk about Aaron Charles Rodgers. We are getting ready for Packers Titans and the subterfuge, clandestine nature of their approach to this situation. He was limited. Has gotten to such a point, old T, that now Matt LaFleur is cracking jokes about it because he knows how annoying it must be to the rest of us around him. Is he going to practice tomorrow? Well, we'll have to take it day by day. We'll see. But I'm sure he'll be limited. Good one, Matt. He's making jokes.
I like that.
Yeah, I did too.
I like
actually,
that.
Frankly, it was funny.
Have a little fun with it.
As annoyed as I may be, it was definitely funny. The bottom line is, Tausch, we've talked about this all week long. Other people, all of our other shows are talking about it. We will see what happens. Matt LaFleur said yesterday they're going to give him the 90 minutes before kickoff when the inactive list comes out on whether or not he's going to go.
Did he take any team reps yesterday? Did he take any team reps?
He was limited.
Did you not get that answer?
He was limited.
I like that.
Yeah, and Tausch, my point there, in all seriousness, is even if you're engaging in subterfuge, if he took team reps, my inclination is that you mention it because it even further muddies the waters then for your opponent. When you're not willing to say whether or not he took team reps or not, that implies to me that he didn't. And if I'm the Titans, that's how I'm taking it as. Now maybe it's a whole Jedi mind trick, and he's going to trot out there at Nissan Stadium and be ready. But I just don't buy that.
Yeah, I'll be curious when we do our prize picks of the week. Who's listed? Who's listed on the projections? What is the spread out in Las Vegas? Because I don't know how they do it, but it seems like they usually have pretty good ideas on what's going to happen. So there's a lot of unknown. I would guess it probably have things off the board if this is accurate, that Jordan Love, because Jordan Love is moving around. Again, you can only look at the clips that are put out because you guys are very limited in what you can see
and video.
Watching.
Yep.
Yeah, he's moving around okay. And if he's moving around okay, it's going to be a tough call for Matt and everybody else. I think he's closer to playing than you do. But I thought that last week. Knowing MCLs and understanding it, I know he's feeling so much better than when he got off that flight. He's probably thinking, oh, God. And then 2 or 3 days he's in the pool and he's icing and he's stim and he's getting the swelling out of it. And he starts laying down that bed of scar. You just start feeling better and better and better. And then you think, he probably thought he could have played last week. He certainly is going to think he can play this week. And I don't know how much clout he has as far as with, they have not – typically the trainers know if you're injured, you'll have really frank conversations with them like, I can do this. And the trainers will trust you and the coaches will trust you. The coaches will trust Jordan, but Jordan doesn't have that history yet because fortunately he hasn't been hurt. So I think he's going to push pretty hard to play. I do think you're going to be right. I think Green Bay, the training staff, and Matt and Goody and everybody are going to say, let it take a beat. if you're still feeling this way next week, will you play against the Vikings? But give this week. We can win this game without you. Get another week of that bed of scar, and then you can roll with that.
So I can tell you what the line is because I appeared on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. And Chewy was very concerned and confused as to why the Titans opened as 2.5-point favorites, and now they have moved up to 3-point favorites. That wouldn't indicate that the line drawers think Jordan Love is moving toward playing, right?
No, it would mean that the opposite. It would mean that Malik Willis is going to be playing. Yeah.
So, again, I don't know. This is not my area of expertise. What I do think is that from the very beginning, what multiple of us had been told was that he's not going to play the next 2 weeks, and we're hoping that he can play against the Minnesota Vikings when Mark Tauscher will be in the stands. Now, whether or not that comes to fruition, we'll have to wait.
Tentatively scheduled. This trip's going to be a little longer than I thought, so it's tentatively, even if Jay left. I'm not fully committing anymore to that. Yeah.
Did you forget how the time zones work for the return flight?
I didn't realize that USC game, depending if it's a night game, Old T's going to get back super late on Sunday morning. Is Old T going to want to, after not seeing his kids for a couple weeks outside of FaceTime, is Old T going to want to go up? I'm a little more Natalie Imbruglia, even if Jordan Love is playing, than maybe I was.
Oh, interesting. We could take your tickets. I'm sure the girls would love to go. I am curious about oh, by the way, I was informed today that I'll be filling in for you with Vinny and the boys on Monday on Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ. So
I'm giving you another look.
That's great.
Go ahead and pip
Wally.
me.
Pippered. He's been pippered.
I'm ready to be pipped.
So let's kind of bottom line this, where we stand today. And again, this is for those of you that like to listen to the podcast after the fact or watch the YouTube video after the fact. It is 9:25 Central Daylight Time. It is 7:25 Pacific Daylight Time, and I don't know what
weird.
time it
it's
is.
Getting dark. It's getting darker here. If you keep watching the show, it's going to get darker as the show goes. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know.
And then you'll
just
disappear, which is even more amazing.
They call it a marine layer out here, which is fascinating.
To you, apparently. So bottom line, this as of right now, we will see, practice starts when we are still on the air, and you'll be in the dark at that point. But I don't know what he's going to do today. And to me, in my quasi-professional opinion, they're ramping him up this week. They're playing the game, but they're ramping him up. He's moving around more than he did last week. And then next week he's going to do team reps, and there's going to be hope for him to play whether you're in the stands or not. That's what my gut tells me. My gut isn't always right.
No, I'll say this. I think you're going to be correct about this weekend, even though they're playing the chess game. And I'm going to say this. I think they've played it pretty well, because I know you've been pretty steadfast about this. I think most of your reporter brethren have been. Schefter and a lot of the national folks this week are kind of selling that narrative that he might play. And they're getting that from somewhere.
Maybe they're in cahoots.
There could be cahoots. I don't know if it's cahooty, but it's definitely at least enough. It's viable enough. And the fact that they're showing him jogging around and doing bootlegs and things like that, it's viable enough that if I'm Tennessee, I do have to take into account that he may play. And that's what this is all about. That's what it's all about.
All right, we would be remiss, though, because, look, Rob Domofsky is a good friend of ours. He will appear on the program at 10:30.
What time is that at 10:30?
That would be 8:30 your time, yes.
All right.
Keep the fire going.
It's going to be
TDT,
burning, baby.
Tausch Daylight Time. Rob doesn't share his video clips from SportsCenter and NFL Live a lot, but he was really, I think, proud of this one. So I think in honor of him,
Jesse, share it.
My question is, should we play it now, or should we play LaFleur now, and then we can play his imitation of LaFleur before he comes on the show later.
Well, I don't have the LaFleur ready, so I say we play the Demovsky.
It says
one.
right there we could listen to what Matt LaFleur said at the podium about Jordan Love's
Why don't we just do both right before Demovsky as Bruce Springsteen's playing? Why don't we do both, and then we can let him comment on it?
All right, we'll build up to it. I'll go get LaFleur. You emphasized the wrong word there, Jason. We could listen. We could listen to Matt LaFleur.
Well, if we could do it, then that would imply that you have it available.
Well, I was being cute.
You were trying to be clever.
I was being cute.
I look forward to the day that Chrissy full-time produces this show.
Well, it ain't going to be long. I can tell you. You can see Jesse. Jesse ain't subterfuge. Let me tell you something. There ain't anything subterfuge about Jesse. He starts adding the volleyball. He's training more people on a daily basis.
To do more of his job.
To do almost all of his job.
Fair.
It's smart.
Yeah, and we'll all benefit from it eventually when someone
He's getting all sleek so he can do more TV work. I'm thinking he might end up taking some of Pablo's old work, and as he moves into the TV world, I think he brought Pablo in so he could backdoor a weekend shift over at the TV station. That's what I think's happening.
There's no way Carly Murata wants him on her team.
No,
all right.
I'm the Andy Reid of the producer coaching tree at ESPN Wisconsin. I'm going to keep doing this and winning championships and living the dream and eating cheeseburgers.
God, I can't wait till Gabe takes over on Bullstream TV. Tausch, I know that you're enjoying yourself out there and having a great old time. But there's got to be part of you that's missing your Karuba coffee and your Glazer.
I don't even know what this is.
And your discounted meat from the Quickery.
You'll love discounted meat. There's nothing better than discounted meat. I'll tell you what, my grill's out here. I got fire burning. Oh, it's bad. The only thing I'm missing is Quick Trip because I'm out west. And that great ground beef straight from the Quickery. $2.99 a pound. Oh, and I'm going to tell you something else, Jason. Gas prices. I don't know what they are back in Wisconsin. It's crazy high out there. I guarantee you Quick Trips are better. And you know what? You can also get the chicken. Oh, Grandma got that roasted chicken Monday, $5.99. The tenders and the bone-in deals on Wednesday for $9.99. And you know I mentioned the tenders. I love it. They're hand-breaded, crispy, and boneless. Oh, baby. You can also grab some white bread, 99 cents a loaf. They also have great dairy deals. You get the cheese to put on your little burgers, everything you got. And then you always finish off a meal with Nature's Touch, vanilla or chocolate ice cream, just $2.99. All those deals and more at Quick Trip. Download the Quick Rewards app. I miss my Quick Rewards app. Order ahead and earn points. Take care of the payment or just stop by. Pick it all up or get it brought to you curbside. When I get back, Lord knows what time that's going to be on that Saturday. I'm going to order ahead. I'm going to get it. I'm going to figure it out on my way back. That's what old T will be doing when he gets back.
I got gas from a Quick Trip on my way back from Milwaukee, $2.75 a gallon.
That's unbelievable.
Plus, I had my little coupon.
Probably discounts.
Yeah, exactly. So much less than what you're paying out there in California. All right, we've got the green and gold game preview as the Packers get ready to face the Titans at Nissan Stadium in Nashville on Sunday. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I was stuffed up. It was almost like someone put a clothespin over my nose. As an athlete, it did affect my performance. And as I got older, the congestion and poor sleep really took their toll.
Mike's a lifetime athlete. After hearing about Advent, he felt he could finally find a solution to his breathing triangle problems.
With my congestion, the kind of sleep I was getting wasn't allowing me to function the way I wanted to.
When your nose isn't working like it should be, it's going to negatively affect your sleep. And then you really can't be at your best at anything that you're doing.
It's been about 5 years since coming to Advent, and what balloon sinuplasty did for my quality of life, that step I took was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Balloon sinuplasty can help solve your breathing triangle problems, which will help you sleep better. And that's going to help you live a better quality of life.
Unlock your potential. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because when you breathe well, you live better.
AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
Milwaukee College Prep, dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Join me, Good Karma Brand's founder CEO Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 17th, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee's most challenged communities. Milwaukee College Prep is closing the opportunity gap. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com and click support.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft Greystone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft Greystone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Football fans, tailgating season is here. There's no better way to celebrate football being back than with Boda Box Wine. Boda Box is giving away tickets to 2 separate winners for a VIP Green Bay game day and tailgate party experience for the November 24th game against San Francisco. Fans, enter by scanning the QR code posted at participating Boda Box retailers in Wisconsin through October 30th. Winners will be announced on November the 1st. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 years or older to enter. Boda Box Vineyards, Manteca, California. Visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com for more details.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Catholic Memorial Football takes the field for Friday Night Lights this week. It's the Crusaders on the road battling New Berlin West in a conference matchup to take on the Vikings.
Marvanis Butler Brown gets the kickoff, and he's got room to run, and forget about it. The marvelous one.
Crusaders football is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, R&R Insurance, Home Sealed Exteriors, and D&M Accounting and Consulting Service. Tune into the action Friday night starting at 6:30, exclusively streaming at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Go.
I'm getting the reaction to my M&M bucket hat just that I was hoping for in the YouTube comments. So keep them coming. If you're tuned in on either the ESPN Milwaukee or ESPN Madison YouTube comments, I'm monitoring those, so be nice to each other and to us. Time now for the Green and Gold game preview.
Let's take a closer look at this week's matchup. This is the Green and Gold game preview.
Did you guys know the Green Bay Packers have never won a regular season football game in Nashville, Tennessee?
I did know that.
I just heard that on a SportsCenter update. I think Chrissy was doing the SportsCenter,
she
and
did
it was
write them
really
for me, yeah.
super good and very informative.
So the Green Bay Packers in search of win number 1 in franchise history in Nashville in the regular season, because they play like every year in the preseason, it feels like. At least they used to. Noon Sunday, besides the very, very, very low-hanging fruit of Jordan Love's availability, Tausch, what is another big storyline heading into this game?
I just heard this. The Packers had not won in Nashville. I think that's your storyline. right?
Wow,
good one.
Great. Good job.
You guys don't be so. You guys are so whatever this morning.
Big chance for you to totally redeem yourself with an actual answer.
Indeed. So, I think the storyline for me up to this point, obviously the Jordan Love low-hanging fruit. I'm not going to go there because Jesse asked so nicely. Can this defense keep this up? This is a tailor-made game for turnovers. And for this Jeff Hafley defense to continue on this pace, I saw Rob Domofsky's article this morning because I read him every morning with my cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
They're on pace. If they get two or 2.5 or 3 picks, whatever it is this week, they'll have more than they had all last year, which is crazy to think about. And Will Levis is a turnover waiting to happen. I'm going to be surprised. Who's their backup, Jason? Who's Levis's backup down there?
Not sure.
Okay, dynamite drop. Anyways, I think the turnover machine is Will Levis. I don't think he finishes this game on Sunday because he turns it over. I think this defense cranks it up and has a big afternoon, and that's going to be how they ride this thing to victory.
Oh, Mason Rudolph is the backup.
The red-nosed reindeer.
The red-nosed quarterback. That's to be confused with Sean Clifford, the big red backup on this practice squad. All right, first of all, if you're trying to read lips and you're good at that, you don't have to be. You maybe have to be a little bit better to get what Rodgers says to Saleh. You do not have to be a great lip reader to read the lips of Brian Callahan, son of Billy Callahan, right? Former Badgers assistant.
I think Big Tom Callahan, too. This guy, I'm surprised he didn't get into the auto brake industry.
Well, Bo Callahan is his uncle.
Still wait. His birthday party sucks. So
although his agent is in a little bit of trouble. Bo Callahan's agent right about now. Be that as it may. Of course, he was played by Sean.
Wasn't there a quarterback that came through the Packers named Callahan? Wasn't it Joe Callahan?
It was Joe Callahan. Yes, sir.
That's an inordinate amount of Callahans in the business, isn't it?
Yes, high percentage of Callahans.
They all have that brake factory in Ohio that none of them are taking advantage of. It's a weird deal.
It's true. Brian Callahan yells at Will Levis as he's coming off the field last Sunday, "What the blank are you doing?"
Well, in fairness,
it was a fair question.
Everyone in the stadium was yelling that too.
Yes, I agree. I'm emphasizing Tausch's point of what this game may be about. Now, that said, Mason Rudolph, I thought his backup was going to be Malik Willis until that late trade at the end of training camp.
Well, for a 4th-round pick, he might be again.
Here's the storyline for me. Josh Jacobs.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Can Josh Jacobs carry 30 times again in this game? Does he need to? Does Emmanuel Wilson take some of the load off? I am not a believer that Jordan Love is playing. I'm just not. So we will see what happens in a game plan that is Malik Willis-centric. So we'll have to wait and see what they come up with. I am fascinated to see how they tweak a very smart, successful game plan that they used against the Colts to fit another game with a guy that they don't want throwing the football a ton as their quarterback. So to me, that's the storyline from the Packers' perspective. Jesse, next question.
Next up, and again in the Green and Gold game preview, besides the fact that Jordan Love is not going to be available potentially, who is the most important non-quarterback for the Packers to have success on Sunday? So you cannot pick Malik Willis either.
Yeah, okay,
Tausch.
we get it. Rashawn Gary. He's got, 1 sack so far. I think people are getting after the pass rush a little bit because it's not been maybe as dominant as we all thought. You have to understand, people, you're playing mobile quarterbacks. Your job is to keep them in the pocket. You can't let them get outside. You can't be willy-nilly with your pass rush. Go inside. Then he gets to boot out. That's where they make big plays. That is, I know Will Levis can move a little bit, and you'll have to maybe contain to a certain extent, but I think Rashawn Gary's going to eat. I think he's going to put cheese on everything. I don't know what other hashtags he uses on social, but I think Rashawn Gary is going to have a big game, and I might Steinhoffel him too, even knowing the rules of how it goes, because I think he's going to have that kind of game on Sunday.
Tausch, before I give my answer, I want to get back to what you said about rushing the passer. So they have 2 sacks on the season, and you're right. That has been part of the conversation, is that they have faced mobile quarterbacks in the first 2 games.
Yep.
But then we were told, hey, Will Levis can run too. That was what we were told. So my question is, aren't all quarterbacks in 2024 largely varying degrees of mobile quarterbacks? Like, how long does this excuse hold water for not having better sack and pressure numbers?
So not all things are equal, Jason. Jalen Hurts is dynamite out of the pocket. Old boy Richardson, dynamite outside the pocket.
Dynamite.
He's a big, strong dude.
He's big.
He's a big, strong, and he can run. Let's not kid yourself here. Is he Mike Vick? No. But can he run? The thing with young players, Jason, and that they always, quarterbacks, how I judge young quarterbacks, do they pull it and run after their first read is covered? Because if that's the case, you're not going to be a sustainable quarterback in this league. So you want to force them to be uncomfortable and sitting in that pocket. Are they going to stand there and take a hit, or are they going to throw off their back foot and Xavier McKinney's going to go pick the ball off? That's what you're trying to get. That's more important than rushing and occasionally get a sack. But what they're at their most comfortable when they can roll out to the right, not feel that pressure, and have all kinds of open space to be a run-pass threat. And yes, most quarterbacks are both, because that's what the league is asking. That's what the league needs. So you have to figure out with your blitz package, I'm heating up this Levis cat all day, every day. And he's going to turn the pill over, and we're going to get sacks. He's going to start seeing ghosts. And next thing you know, I think Rudolph the Red-Nosed Mason is going to be in there quarterbacking Sunday at, probably middle of the third quarter, fourth quarter. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay, we're going to heat up this Levis cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
You can't help yourself, can you?
Come on. It was. You called him a cat. I feel like I was on solid ground there.
I didn't say anything about eating cats. Like, that never entered my mind. What are you, Garfield?
No, never mind. Smaller story. Maybe you missed it. All right.
News travels slow out there.
We're waiting for the Pony Express to deliver that to Old T out in California. All right. The most important non-quarterback, and we will get to this a little bit later in the program, but I want to see Quay Walker play better. And I asked what I thought was a very gentle question about some of the shortcomings in Quay Walker's game so far this season. Look, he is the Mike linebacker. He is supposed to be the, funnel all the tackles to him and make plays there in the 4-3 defense. Tell me I'm wrong about the Mike linebacker in a 4-3.
Well, in this defense, the will should be your impact player. Your middle linebacker should be your tackling machine.
So should he be the will instead?
Levis?
The Levis cat. No, Quay.
Jason, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm going to break that down for you. I do think you're going to want to see at some point, even though your guy, the chiseled Adonis, is playing good football.
I do like him, yeah.
I want to see Edgerrin Cooper. I want to see him getting more work. And I would venture to say, by Thanksgiving, he's going to have one of those spots. I don't know whose spot it's going to be.
You're probably right. So my point is that I want to see Quay Walker do more. And I am willing, as I have said on other shows across ESPN Wisconsin this week, I am willing to continue to give him some grace. It's a new system. He's finding his way in it. But
what year is this for him?
This is year 3 for him, and he is a former first-round pick.
Hey,
so the expectation
how does that all go?
Has to be played. Yeah. Quay time.
It's time.
Time. So that's why I would choose him, and we'll hear how Jeff Hafley answer my question a little bit later in the program. All right, Jesse, last question.
Last one in our green and gold game. Oh, I ran out of music. That's sad. The Packers win a regular season game in Nashville for the first time ever on Sunday if Tausch.
Yeah, I think
They get 2.5 interceptions. Like
with the caveat, well, they're going to get turnovers. And I'm not going to go turnover margin. I think Malik Willis as a runner needs to be in that 35 to 50. He needs to be 35 plus running the football. If that's the case, I think Green Bay wins relatively easily because he is going to be, if he is the starter, which I believe he will be, he needs to be a focal point. You talk about taking a little bit of the load off of number 8. On board with that plan. It needs to be number 2 doing it. I don't think it's going to be Emmanuel Wilson or what's the young guy's name? Brooks that they just signed?
Chris Brooks.
Chris Brooks. That's going to probably be a little spoiler that's probably going to be my Steinhoffler. But I think Malik Willis needs to be that running threat that will add to it to take a little load off and to soften things up. Because I can assure you, Tennessee is not going to sit and dilly-dally and play defense the way the Indianapolis Colts did in the first half of that game. They'd be idiots if they did.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. And that's why on the flip side, I am going to say that they have to find a way to run the ball productively, not as productively as they did against the Colts. There is no way that the Tennessee Titans did not spend the week saying to their defensive players, we are not allowing them to do to us what they did to the Colts. We are not letting that happen. And Simmons in the middle is a stud, right? I mean, he's drawn comparisons to Aaron Donald when people talk about him.
He's a good player now.
Yeah.
He's not Aaron Donald, but he's a good player now.
Right. I would agree. And so my point is simply they have to find a way to run the ball well regardless. And it's not going to be to the tune of 237 first-half yards, but if Jordan Love doesn't play, and I see in the YouTube comments there's a lot of folks that think he's going to, you may be right. Again, I don't want to try and predict whether he plays or not. It was interesting that Steno's comment yesterday, and I think it was Michael that brought this up in the YouTube comments, he said Jordan will tell us if he's going to play or not. And I don't know if that was Steno, I don't know if that was him speaking out of school or if he misspoke or if that's really how it's supposed to go.
Steno ain't afraid to speak out of school.
He ain't got a filter now.
Yeah, he's a Marshfield
Josh didn't
guy.
Rise to the occasion.
Marshfield guys don't filter stuff, man. They ain't going to filter that stuff.
It's almost like he's from the potato corridor. So it is curious that if that's what it is, and it ends up being his call.
No, he's playing then.
That would also indicate that don't you have to be cleared in order to make your call yourself? Because the doctors have to make the call.
This be a good time for you to do a David Gruber read. I know that.
Or you could do a American Family Insurance read. And
Packer fans, it's your call to get Packers sweepstakes. American Family Insurance. They want you to come to a game. They need you to come to a game. And picture this. Hit your very own VIP tailgate. Then cheer on your Packers from jaw-dropping seats. No sound effects from Old T today. Enter the Dream Weekend Sweepstakes to win amazing game tickets, private tailgate, exclusive Jordan Love merch, and much, much more. Don't miss out. Visit amfam.com/Packers to enter. You have to enter by the stroke of midnight Central Standard Time. October 21st. Visit amfam.com/Packers. Well, it is. I mean, it would be, oh, God, what time would that be? 9:59, I believe, Pacific, if you're out west. I'm not going to get into Hawaii time, or Mountain Time would be 10:59, et cetera, et cetera. Dream fearlessly, insure carefully. Yes.
It's time for trivia.
It's one of the easiest contests to enter to win ever, and we make it so challenging on ourselves.
Well, you got the stroke of midnight to get it done.
No, that's wrong.
You're wrong.
Good one. We need to play trivia.
Thanks.
I'm getting some requests in the YouTube chat for you to do like a prairie dog pop-up, so you shrink down behind that, whatever that barricade is that's in front of you.
And then
you pop
do you guys
up.
want, Jesse, can I do a little tour of where I'm at during, not this break, obviously, but at some point I'll give you a little
only?
tour.
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
It's a nice
okay, just let
pergola.
me know when, and I'll walk around and show you the pergola and the whole valley that we're in.
Give us a 10:15. We'll do a Digi only on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and the Wilde and Tausch social feeds.
I'm going to generously give my spot on that Digi-only to Chrissy so she can deal with it instead. All right, we need to play trivia. Jesse, what's your category and what caller do you want to have get only one right? Because that's been the trend this week.
Today's trivia category, are you from Nashville? Do you know how the line finishes, Jason? Yeah.
What is that from?
It's like a very common,
Dumb and Dumber.
Corny. No, it's not from Dumb and Dumber. It's a very corny.
Should have named our show this, from what I hear.
It's a very corny pickup line. Are you from Nashville?
Because you're Nashville hot?
No, that's not it. No, because you're the
that's
only
type of chicken.
Because you're the only 10 I see. You see,
oh my
That's
God.
so dumb. That is.
Have
so
you never
dumb.
heard that before? Like,
It's only better if you'd have delivered it in a Boston accent.
Are you from Nashville? Huh? Questions about Nashville, Tennessee in today's trivia.
You're the only 10 I see. Oh, that's clever. I think I had heard that maybe in about 4th grade. All right, let's play trivia. Caller 10C right now. Caller 10, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. We will play trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Greg Matzik, Ben Brust, and Jen Latta.
If someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything, you take it.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Gear up for October baseball. Brewers postseason tickets go on sale on September 20th. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at Brewers.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services in cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Time for trivia. Let's welcome in our contestants. It is Hugh in Waukesha. A pinkish hue, a rosy glow. Hugh, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Was that a courtesy? That was a courtesy laugh, right? That's a Seinfeld
100%,
reference, but that was a total courtesy.
Total.
Hugh, I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks. Good luck on the trivia. Tiny Tausch out there, Honey, I Shrunk the Tausch, is going to nod along with the answers, even though it's not Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. So if you're on the video stream, you may get a little help from old T. Boy, it sure is bright out there. Question 1, Hugh, is this. Sharing its name with another famous American street, the main road in downtown Nashville features a plethora of bars and live country music venues. And it goes by which of these names? Is it Broadway, Lakeshore Drive, or Oneida Street?
Broadway.
Boom, 1 for 1. Tausch, you ever go out on Broadway in Nashville?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful, fun time.
All right, question 2, Hugh, is this. Which of these Power 4 universities, I'm adjusting to Power 4 instead of Power 5.
That's a change, although the Pac-12's coming back.
We're making a comeback. Which of these Power 4 universities features its main campus located in Nashville? Is it Wake Forest, Vanderbilt, or Baylor?
Vanderbilt.
Wake Forest is in North Carolina. Baylor is in Texas. Indeed, 2 for 2. Vandy in Nashville. All right, question 3, and a chance at our only perfect score of the week, I believe.
Wow.
That would be the case.
Opportunity here, Hugh. Here we go. Flowing through the heart of downtown Nashville. God, this is really nice prose, Jesse.
Poetic.
Flowing through the heart of downtown Nashville, the Tennessee Titans Stadium is located on the banks of which of these rivers? Is it the Holston River, the Pigeon River, or the Cumberland River?
Cumberland.
I did not know that. You did. Well done. Does it have anything to do with the Cumberland Gap?
Thank you.
Are those two related in any way?
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, okay. Dynamite drop it, as Tausch likes to say. Hugh, you're 3 for 3, man. You got 4 entries into Friday's drawing, which is today, so that's coming up a little bit later in the program. And I'm not predicting. I'm not in the prognostication business, but you're the only one with 4 entries in there. So
ESPN Bet would have Hugh as the favorite if they provided odds on the trivia drawing.
And the Titans favored by 3.
There
Hugh,
you
great.
go.
Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
All right, love you guys. We'll see you.
And I love you guys on top of it.
We like Big Hugh now. We like some huge.
We like Big Hugh, and we cannot lie. And you like Coors Lights.
Oh, that's right. And I love Coors Light for a myriad of reasons. It's cold packaged. It's cold filtered. But I really love the 16-ounce, big, wide-mouthed silver bullet with the mountains. I don't know if I can see. You can't see back here, but the mountains back here. Beautiful. And they're beautiful on my can. They're blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. That's why it doesn't matter if I'm in California, Utah, Wisconsin, it is always Coors Light in my hand. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company. Golden, Colorado.
Have you been in Utah recently?
Utah is my second favorite state in this union. Oh, I had a great debate last night with some people about the temperature and why Wisconsin is the greatest place to live. And her boyfriend was from, I think, Argentina, and he's a little scared off by the cold temperatures. And it's just, the more you look at it, it's 80 degrees back there, right? In September?
It is. Every day's been the same for 3 weeks.
I just continued. Anyone that's, I almost don't want to tell people how great it is, but I do. I'm torn on it. So
were these people in your group, or are they just like random people in your orbit that you're just arguing with?
Well, I got us 2 new subscribers to the podcast last night.
Thank you for your service, Grinder.
I would say they're newly into our orbit out here. That's how I would phrase it.
Real quick.
Wood-fired. Let me tell you this: wood-fired pizza truck. Old boy brings it to the house, and he's got it towing it behind, and it's a wood-fired deal. He puts wood in there, gets it coals all hot, and it's like a.
Was it wood or coals?
No, it was wood. But you have to get coals in order to start fire, Jason. I don't know if you fully understand fire. Here, I'll show you this. But you make the pizza in a deal, and then you drive off with it when you're done. It's a fascinating deal.
Rustique Pizzeria has the same truck right here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Pizza pickup is what you're fascinated by?
No, it's a big old wood-fired deal. I just love that big ladle that you put the pizza on. You kind of shimmy it in there.
It's not a ladle. It's like a paddle.
Well, what I meant.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Since you're in the same time zone right now, can you text Jason Eck, the head coach of the University of Idaho Vandals?
I texted him a bunch last night. We were chewing the fat. Now that we're on the same time zone, you're right. A lot of conversation last night.
I'm thinking about writing about Tucker Kraft today, and so I know he's busy coaching up his team, but I need like 5 minutes of his time. So
Didn't you do that already?
No, it never happened. Never came together.
You don't text him on a Friday before a game.
Well, this is apparently a Thursday night before a game is fine, though.
Yeah, but we're talking about stuff. We're not I'm not like putting his stuff out on the street like you're going to do.
Well, I just want to ask him about.
You know
Tucker
what?
Kraft.
He loves it. Let me tell you something. Coach Eck loves attention. Just text him. He'll get back to you.
All right,
He's
I will.
good about that.
I will. And we will also get to the 10 o'clock hour, which starts in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. Fleet Farm has everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed. Like 5 quarts of Resolute conventional motor oil on sale for only $14.99. Or 5 gallons of Cam 2 hydraulic AG fluid, now just $32.99. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Jordan Love was a limited participant in practice for a second straight day. Love was wearing a sleeve and brace on his left knee during Thursday's workout as he continues to come back from an MCL injury suffered in the season opener. The Packers quarterback said he's hopeful he can play this weekend.
I'm going to take the week and just take it day by day and see how it feels. But
I'm not going to make any decision on that now. I'm hopeful that I'll get to that point where I can get in there, but we're just going to take it day by day and see.
The 1-1 Packers getting ready to visit the 0-2 Tennessee Titans on Sunday. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Willie begins now. We'll get to our prize picks for the weekend here momentarily, but I did get an email from my buddy Chuck. Chuck Cohen, longtime cinematographer out in California, worked on some of my favorite movies, including Without Limits, about Steve Prefontaine. And I wanted you to hear this because this is for you there, buddy.
Okay.
The subject line is 7 a.m. too early on the West Coast. Hello, Jason. As I was listening to your podcast while hanging out in my infrared sauna,
Ooh,
I
love
heard old T.
Saunas are good now.
Great health, Chuck.
Great health benefits. Is Chuck out west?
He is. I think you would
Is
really
he in
like
LA?
Chuck. I think he's in LA, yes.
All right, I'll reach out to him next week. Shoot me his number.
I will definitely do that. I heard old T ask about how early is too early in SoCal. Is 7 a.m. too early? 7 a.m. is too early.
Chuck.
Everything starts up out here between 8 and 10 a.m. unless it's a CVS or a Starbucks.
Yeah.
But the neighborhood coffee shops open at 8, as does Whole Foods.
Yeah, I'm
there
sorry,
are exceptions.
The coffee shop opens at 8?
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy
what
town.
I thought when I read that sentence.
Chuck, it's really different. Obviously, it's just a different world. A different world. But 8 a.m., I'm sorry. I had Ron and the Key getting after me about being a farmer. 7 a.m. is not early during the week. No, if you want to say weekend, it's early. I'll give you that. But if you're a breakfast spot and you're open at 8 a.m. in the central part of the country, people are going to laugh at you. Out here, it's like, oh yeah, no, the breakfast ain't open until 9. Don't you have to work? Like, well, I don't fully comprehend this whole deal. 9 o'clock breakfast and
They're
coffee?
laid back, dude.
Yeah, bruh.
Chuck's son is a surfer, so he gets up much earlier, apparently, I'm told.
I ain't gonna lie to you, though. I do
told
want
you
to
the
hang
surfers get up early.
I do want to hang with Chuck. So if I'm going to get in touch with Chuck.
We'll get you connected. All right, time now for our prize picks of the weekend.
Yes, sir. The projections coming from our friends over at Prize Picks. We did very well last week, Tao.
Oh, did we ever?
Let's try and replicate some of that success this week. And I have the up-to-the-minute Prize Picks projections as they stand today.
Jesse, I got good news. I went Rodgers Moore, and I'm going to go Caleb Moore. So I already have 2.
You already won.
In the bank. Well,
You're a winner.
I'm not going to say Caleb for sure, because obviously things can happen, but I feel pretty good about it.
0.5 passing, yeah, I suppose things could happen.
Mm-hmm.
As of now, Malik Willis is posted on Prize Picks. He is on the board.
Okay.
Malik Willis, more or less than 149 and a half passing yards.
Ooh. I'm going to say more for a reason you probably don't think. I think Green Bay is going to have to throw it a little bit because I think they're going to fall behind early. And I think the way Tennessee's going to stack it, Christian Watson's been very quiet until Sunday. Until Sunday, Jason. Sunday. Christian Watson makes a big play on Sunday, and that's going to kind of springboard Malik Willis into getting more than $150 Sunday afternoon.
If you're not there, you better be dead or in jail, and if you're in jail, break out. That's from The Simpsons.
I was going to say that part didn't make the cut.
Was that Chuck's son, the surfer dude?
I don't know
No,
what Chuck is doing.
Haven't you ever seen a commercial for like a monster truck?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Ask Chuck if he's mixing that cold tub in. Obviously, our good friends at Patio Pleasures, cold tub and the sauna, very good health benefits.
Do they have a Southern California location?
He's got to take the 405 and get down to Santa
Jesse,
Monica.
it's funny you say that. We went out to a great dinner Wednesday night, and it was like super, I didn't love the fact it's like super tight. Like, everybody's sitting next to each other.
What'd you wear?
Well, what did I wear? A polo.
Hat?
No hat. Polo. It's funny because Sarah thinks that I wore slacks that weren't jeans, and I think they're dressy. And she goes, those pants aren't dressy, right? And I'm like, well, there's no design on them. They're gray. Yes, they're dressy.
Dressy for you, for sure.
Super irritating. But anyways, we're sitting there, and our friends that we're out here with, they're asking the guy next to us questions about his dish. And then we're heading down. Obviously, I'm going down to L.A. in the next week to prep for the USC game, everything else. And it turned into an SNL skit. She's like, oh, you got to take the 405 to the blah, 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 blah. People in California love talking about the highway system. I don't know why, but that's an SNL skit that is real. Continue.
I'm being told in the YouTube comments that you're shrinking. So you're apparently getting even smaller.
I'm literally haven't moved. Nothing has moved.
Now you do look smaller, I have to be honest. Now that I look, did you scooch back your chair a little bit?
I didn't touch anything. So I don't know what that could be.
Okay. I'm sorry, what was the
149 and a half passing yards for Malik Willis is where this started.
I'm going to take fewer. Next.
It's less or more. There's no fewer.
It should be fewer. It should be more or fewer.
Well, why don't you start your own app and then you can do that?
And then I can tell you to run your game.
All right.
Josh Jacobs, what are you doing here? More or less than 77.5 rushing yards for the
Carry
Packers
the ball 40
back.
times.
77.5 rushing yards. Dude, Tausch, you going to take that?
Jesse, that's really good, by the way.
Yeah. You have to. You saw what he did last week. Obviously, Tennessee's going to be more resistant than what we saw against Indy. But, yes, he's going to get 20-some touches, and he needs to average more than 3 a touch. If he does that, he's going to be over 77. So, yeah, I'm going more on that.
I'm going to go more also. Just for them to even be in this game, he has to go more than that. And we will see if they're actually capable of that. I do think it's going to be a challenge. There's no... I don't want to act like they're going to be able to do what they did against the Colts. I mentioned Simmons earlier. This is a much better defense. And frankly, their pass defense, I think, is ranked number 1 in the league coming in. So I'll be curious to see how effectively Malik Willis and company can get the ball into the air if it comes to that. Of course, many people think that Jordan Love is going to start. So I will go more there. Next.
So this is interesting. None of the Packers wide receivers are on the board yet. So I can't
blame them for that.
Can't give you a Christian Watson or a Jaden Reed, not knowing exactly what the game plan will be for who's throwing them the football. So instead,
what's Daniel Jones at? I've been riding the Daniel Jones train.
I'll get old DJ for you in a minute here.
Yeah. Going less on Daniel Jones has been very good to old T.
Instead of the 149.5 passing yards, you could instead opt for Malik Willis 33.5 rushing yards. Do you like that one better, Tausch?
Yeah, I think more on that. He has to. If he is going to be your starter, which it sounds, according to Jason, he will be. He's got to get out of the pocket. He's got to make some plays with his legs, and I think that's something he's good at. Yes, if the Packers are going to win, that number needs to be blown through probably by the second quarter.
He had 41 rushing yards last week.
Yeah.
What does he have to get, in your opinion? Like 70 rushing yards?
I said between 50 and 75 is where I think he needs to settle in. I really think it needs to be a couple of third down pickups and then one big old run. I don't think he needs to be doing like what they do with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, some of these quarterback designed power plays. I don't want that. I want bootlegs where he's out on the edge and he can make a read, put pressure on the defense that way, and then just avoid the rush and scramble and go make a play. Because if I'm Tennessee, I'm not letting him pat the ball. I'm bringing heat. I'm going to see, is he going to read it right and make the right decision? And if he does, there's going to be big plays on the other end of it, which is, what we saw a couple times last week.
You're going to heat up that cat. I'm going to go fewer. Less. Jesse, you got one more, or are we done?
I do. Just for Tausch, Daniel Jones, 184.5 passing yards this week for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they keep dropping that number. Who do they play?
They play the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to go less. I think I'm going to go less on that, too. I'm going to ride that train till the wheels fall off.
All right, now the real last one for you, though. Will Levis of the Titans, more or less than 202.5 passing yards against the Packers defense.
Oh, that better be less. That better
Do the Packers lose if it's more?
Well, again, I know Jesse hates this. How many turnovers go with that 200? Because if they're behind and he's winging it all over the place, he can throw for 250 and stink. So I don't really care about that. And I think this is going to be a close game. So I think they're going to keep the ball out of his hands until they can't. So I think that's about where he's going to land. He'll be in that 190 to 220 range. If he's more than that, I would think that's a good sign for the Green Bay Packers. If he's 240 plus, that means things have gone the way you're hoping. And he's got to wing it around all over the place. And that probably means 2 to 3 picks with a potential Strack that comes into play.
The Tennessee Titans are 0-2 in his first 2 games. Will Levis, 19 of 32 for 127 with 1 touchdown and 2 picks, and 19 of 28 for 192 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 pick. So he's got 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. Not a good passer rating, not a good season so far for Will Levis, who they drafted to replace
right now,
Malik Willis.
Jason, he's not a good quarterback. He makes bad decisions. He's an athlete. I mean,
he's got a Mayo deal.
I am not worried about I ain't worried. Yeah, it's actually really well done, too. Like, his Mayo deal is very well done.
All right, well, whoever you're picking, whether it's Will Levis or Malik Willis or Malik Heath, whoever it may be, if you're playing Prize Picks, you're not competing against anyone but the projections.
That is true. It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And like Jason said, just you against the numbers. All you do, pick more or less on 2 to 6 players. I went with 4 last week. I'm going to probably go 3 this week. And it's fun. You can win. Play $5. You get a $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Win or lose, you get that $50. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI for a first deposit match up to $100. Code WI on Prize Picks for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Run
your
game.
Your Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week are next. It's Wildy and Tausch.
Wildy and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is partnering with Special Spaces Wisconsin and the Green Bay Packers to create dream bedrooms for children battling cancer all across Wisconsin. This season, every time the Packers make a field goal, Steinhoffels will donate $1,000 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress leader since 1934, is 100% employee-owned, and is a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Don't miss a moment of football this season at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, and game day specials. What more could you need? If you're not at the game, this is the place to be every Saturday and Sunday. View the vendor list and 30 self-serve beer options at thirdstreetmarkethall.com. That's thirdstreetmarkethall.com.
Milwaukee College Prep, dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Join me, Good Karma Brand's founder CEO Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 17th, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee's most challenged communities. Milwaukee College Prep is closing the opportunity gap. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com and click support.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Homer here to tell you about Rawhide Youth Services. Co-founded in 1965 by Bart and Cherry Starr, Rawhide is a faith-based nonprofit that helps thousands of youth every year, many right here in Milwaukee, overcome trauma, suicidal thoughts, and live better lives. For youth who are hurting, who feel lost or abandoned, and families feeling powerless to help them, Rawhide is there to help. They also need vehicle donations to support their mission of helping hurting youth transform their future. Donate to Rawhide Youth Services. Visit rawhide.org/donate.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn it back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely. You gotta make me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that you were going to do the Digi Only tour.
I just showed you a bocce ball court that we got. I showed you the grapes. Went over different
the grapes of wrath.
Cabernet Sauvignon Blanc. The different grapes, the harvesting. I showed Jesse the marine layer that's burning off because So it's going to look, for the next 45 minutes, it's going to look like it gets darker as the marine layer is burning. Yeah. And then it will get bright around 11:30 again. So
very strange, unexpected. No, I forgot that you were going to go on the tour. I came just in time to catch you showing off the bocce field.
Yeah,
and Penelope, the tiny ball that's not really named Penelope.
Yeah, we had some controversy with that last night too. So.
All right. Well, there's always controversy when it comes to our Steinhafels sleepers of the week.
Yeah, who won last week?
Not you, according to 565 Analytics
I don't know.
Collective.
Klinkster. I think Klinkster is now him and Jerry.
He's a great arbiter, is what he is.
They're very tight with Jesse, and I'm getting a little nervous about their unbiased opinion, because there's no way. Who did you even pick, Jesse, last week?
I had Emmanuel Wilson last.
5 carries, 9 yards.
And that beat Lucas Van Ness's tackle for loss in the backfield. What are we doing
here? He also had a 15-yard penalty, bro.
Yeah, but that was a garbage call, and they know that.
Did they make the call or not?
Doesn't matter that it's a garbage call.
I don't remember.
Facts are facts. I think what we're experiencing here is somebody who's run his game in the Steinhafel Sleepers of the Week for the last 7 years.
Some might say.
And now he's had to give up the judgment of who wins every week, and he's on the ropes.
Although there's no denying that you're shrinking with whatever you're doing with your camera.
Okay, that's good.
You're going to be talking like this by the end of the segment.
Here's the deal. I trust our analytics firm. I don't agree with their thing, but I am not going to be a dictator and fire everybody unless this week goes the way last week goes. Boys, get your stuff together over at the analytics firm. I feel like you're getting a little Jesse heavy.
Get your stuff together and get ready to move it out of the brick and mortar building, because the dictator is going to get rid of you.
Threatening the officials is the way he's going to go.
Nobody's threatening them. I'm just saying. I
appreciate the work.
What did you just
say? How
did
I threaten them? Okay, I said make sure you take a little bit deeper dive. You're telling me a dude with 5 carries for 9 yards is better than a guy that made a huge play in the game? Get out of here.
And got whistled for a 15-yard penalty. All right, there's no controversy.
Did that affect it? It didn't.
There's no controversy when it comes to our great relationship with Steinhafels. We're so happy. They have been with us from the beginning. I was telling you earlier in the week about what they're doing with Special Spaces Wisconsin, which every time the Packers score a field goal, it's another $1,000 donated to Special Spaces, which designs bedrooms for kids fighting cancer. They also always have great deals, and if you're looking to make over your home, now is the best time during Steinhafel's Buy More, Save More sale. You don't want to buy fewer or less, you want to buy more. And you can save $100 when you spend $1,999 or more, $200 on purchases of $3,999 or more, and $350 when you spend about $5,000. That's the beauty of the Buy More, Save More sale. And Steinhafels always has your largest selection of the newest styles ready for your home. And with 60-month special financing, it's easier than ever to make your dream home a reality. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com. Time now for the Steinhafels Sleepers of the Week.
Don't sleep, you gotta stay up.
Hey there, sleepyhead. Wakey, wakey.
Okay, campers, rise and shine.
It's time for the Steinhafel Sleepers of the Week on Wilby and Tausch.
All right, since the dictator is in California, we will let him go first because it's still only 8:30 a.m. there.
Yeah, I'm torn now because I keep riding the LVN train. I can't.
It's working well for you.
He's not getting me dubs, and now this week Jesse will take him and he'll have 2 sacks, and then I'm going to be sitting there. But I won't complain because the analytics firm will actually get that one right. I do think Green Bay is going to have to be very efficient running the football, and it can't just be Josh Jacobs. So I just don't know how much they're going to play Brooksy, and I don't want to Wildy this. Play somebody that doesn't even dress. So with all that said, I'm going right back to the horse. Lucas Van Ness is going to have his week. Rashawn Gary's going to get doubled because their right tackle struggles a little bit in pass pro. Tennessee's right tackle. LVN's going to get loosened up. He's going to make 2 or 3 big plays, and I think this week the Academy will get it right unlike last week. I'm giving the Academy redemption. I'm giving myself redemption. I'm giving Lucas Van Ness redemption. Lucas Van Ness, my Steinhoffel's sleeper of the week.
Lucas Van Ness through 2 games. The Green Bay Packers have played 132 defensive snaps.
He's not getting the reps that I'm hoping for.
He has played 39.
Not as many. That's why he's a sleeper.
29.6% of the snaps, and that is what makes him, for the first time in the history of Tausch playing this game, a legitimate sleeper of the week choice. All right, Jesse, who are you taking?
When you're playing with a lead, you can go out on a little more of a limb. And since I am the top dog coming into the contest here in week 3, I am going to do that. Malik Willis is going to want... I'm guessing Malik Willis is starting at quarterback. That's what I would do if I was the Packers. And Malik Willis is going to want some revenge. He's going to want to put up a touchdown pass or 2 against his former team. So somebody's got to catch a touchdown pass from Malik Willis, in my mind, in this game. I'm going to go Luke Musgrave as my sleeper of the week this week. Because he's been very, very, very quiet early in the season here. I think if you get to a goal-to-go situation, multiple tight ends in, everybody's going to think they're going to run the football. I'm torn whether I want to go Ben Sims or Luke Musgrave. I'm going to go Musgrave because I have him in one of my fantasy teams. I'm going to try to double dip with a win there. So Musgrave is my Steinhoffel sleeper of the week.
I like it. Tausch mentioned earlier interceptions, and we're going to talk to Rob Domofsky. And he's going to explain how you can get a half of an interception, as Matt LaFleur asked him about earlier in the week. Somebody's going to get a pick. Carrington Valentine has been sharing snaps with 2021 first-round pick Eric Stokes. Carrington Valentine has not practiced yet this week. He may practice today, but he has an ankle injury. I'm guessing he will be questionable at best and ruled out at worst from this game, which means Stokey could end up playing the whole game. And I think Eric Stokes is going to get a pick. And while he's a first-round draft pick like Lucas Van Ness, he definitely qualifies as a sleeper because he has been ceding snaps to Valentine. Valentine played more than he did last week against the Colts. So I'm going to go Eric Stokes as my Steinhoffel sleeper of the week. Did Chrissy pick one in the studio with you there, Jesse?
She did not.
Well, did you want to let her choose one?
Yeah, are you going to let her, or are you...
Dictator.
Sleep. She's got to do the research. Big research. Chrissy's big on the research and the stats and the information.
She's never going to succeed here, then.
All the things I'm very poor at. She's very detailed.
Hasn't the show been... Have we not been... Again, you guys know I'm struggling with the time zone. Haven't we been here 2 hours?
1 hour and 35 minutes.
And I know Chrissy looks
like
at the show sheet. She knows. It does. She knows that's that. All right, we'll throw her a break. She could go ahead and pick. What does she want to do it like Sunday morning? When does she do it?
We've literally never had the producer in training pick a sleeper before, but here we are. So
let's changing it up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get Chrissy's sleeper pick coming up. How about that? When I get I still gotta get this Quay Walker audio ready from an hour ago that I was asked. There's a lot going on back here.
Yeah, very busy. What a leader.
Producer school. Yeah.
What a great example you set for all of our young up and coming.
This is when you complain to the host that you're doing too much.
You're funny.
That's one thing. That's one thing you don't need to remind yourself of, Jesse.
Speaking of guys that do a lot, Rob Domofsky, who you can see on TV, you can hear across ESPN Wisconsin, including this show, and you can certainly read him at ESPN.com and ESPNWisconsin.com. He is scheduled to appear next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
Solving your breathing triangle problem can lead to better sleep and a better quality of life. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and I have great news. Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha has the Volvo you want in stock and ready to drive home today.
Come see our full lineup of Volvo SUVs, the XC90, XC60, and XC40.
So stop by Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha and take a test drive.
Plus, you'll be part of Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and gourmet coffee service. Integrity and customer satisfaction will always be the force that drives our business. At Fields Volvo Cars Waukesha, go to volvocarswaukesha.com.
Cheer on your UW Whitewater Warhawks as they return home to face Mary Hardin Baylor this Saturday at Perkins Stadium. These perennial Division III football national powers kick off at 1 p.m. Be there for this huge non-conference matchup on Alumni Day in Whitewater. Get tickets now at uwwsports.com or the day of. Experience national championship level college football this Saturday when the Warhawks welcome in the Crusaders at 1 p.m. Warhawk football, powered by tradition.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Hop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. In arguably their biggest non-conference game in 3 decades, the Wisconsin Badgers laid an egg, getting ran out of Camp Randall by 4th-ranked Alabama 42-10. Here's Luke Fickell on what he told his players after the game.
You haven't had your ass whooped before, you just did, and it hurts. But in this game, that's going to happen, and it's a part of the game. It stinks. It doesn't mean you didn't work hard. It means you didn't get the job done. It's a good old-fashioned ass whooping at home, which hurts.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Seriously injured? Make one call. That's all.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Time now to talk to our guy. No, sorry. Tausch claiming that maybe Tom Silverstein is still in the mix for that top spot. We know that's not true. Our guy is Rob Domofsky of ESPN.com. Rob, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, Jace. How are you?
I'm great. Oh, you got a really nice golf polo on today. Are you dressed up
looks
for?
Good.
You going to play, or are you just looking swell?
Just trying to brighten it up.
Well, you are always a ray of sunshine for me. I am curious, before we get to your story on ESPN.com and ESPNWisconsin.com, where is your gut at on Jordan Love playing, because you created a bit of a stir, as you are known to do. Zach Tom, Pro Football Hall of Famer. There's been more than a few examples throughout the time that you've been part of our team where you say stuff and it gets sound graphed and it goes viral.
He didn't give me that good grease last week, though. I tried to get him sound graphable. He wouldn't give it to me.
I'm proud of him for avoiding that. But you said that it wasn't a charade last week. And then that got everybody thinking, oh, Jordan's playing this week, man. If he was really close last week. And then as I start to follow along with our YouTube comments, which can't be a good idea long term, but short term seems like it might be helpful. Someone pointed out the way Steno answered our question yesterday about how will you know if Jordan's ready, and he said Jordan will tell us, which is not the same as the doctors will tell us.
Yep.
What are your expectations? What's your feeling about the Packers starting quarterback on Sunday in Nashville?
Yeah, I thought Steno's comment was really interesting at the time, and the more I thought about it, I think they're leaving it up to him, possibly. Matt LaFleur always says, well, first things first, he has to be medically cleared. Well, he was medically cleared to return to practice. Okay,
correct.
That's not the same as being medically cleared to return to the game. But certainly when you practice 2 days in a row, one day, the second day of which is in pads, would seem to suggest that he's on the right track. Now, I have this sneaking suspicion that when we get out there in about an hour and 15 minutes, that Jordan Love won't be practicing today. And hear me out on this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is juicy.
It could be one of two reasons. No, it could be one of two reasons, and I don't know which it is. It could be he's got through the first 2 days. He's feeling good. They don't want to have any sort of setback that would deter him from being cleared to play or him feeling like he can play on Sunday. Or it could be that they don't intend to play him, so they're going to give the last day of practice of the week all to Malik Willis. And I don't know. Now, maybe we'll get out there and Jordan Love will do the same limited work that he has done so far. But I guess I avoided your question, Jason. I have no idea if he's going to play or not. I really don't. I think that the Packers are in a position that they hope he plays. They
hope it's not a strategy.
They think it's possible that he will play or may play, but it's certainly not a sure thing.
Okay. Tosh, what do you got out there in California?
Tosh, are you on a rooftop out there in a vineyard or something?
I'm not, Rob. I'm not as well versed in camera work as you are. You got it right there with your golf polo on.
Hey, I got lights up here. See, I got studio lights.
Yeah, you look good. It looks
good. You need
to
clean up your desk.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Rob. So we don't know if Jordan Love's going to play. We think, Jason and I both think it's going to be Malik. Sounds like you're leaning that way, but you're not going to go out on that limb because you've learned lessons. How sustainable? Where do you think that Josh Jacobs ratio is going to be? Because if he ain't playing, the formula, we saw it last week.
Right.
Is that a sustainable formula for this football team?
No, I don't think so, Tausch. I thought last week that the number would be under 20 for throws for Malik. I don't know if you would have said 15 if I would have gone under that. I think it's going to have to be closer to 20 this week. And the one thing I will say is that Malik showed something that I wasn't sure if any quarterback thrown into that situation could do, and that's handle the football. And I don't even think they came close to dealing with a play clock issue, at least not that I can recall. That to me is remarkable and shows that he was able to handle the mechanics of things. And, not that you want him throwing it 25 or 30 times, but I think he showed that he can do a little bit more of it. Now, if you don't get a lead early, then that whole plan might not have even worked last week. So I don't think you're going to see. I would think you'd see Josh Jacobs' carries go from about 32 to 24, and Malik Willis's attempts go from about 14 to 19 or 20.
Okay. Yeah, I'll buy what you're saying. And I think running the football, you're going to maybe see a little more Malik if that's what they end up going with. But that's the beauty, and that's why they're playing subterfuge, is to keep Tennessee guessing. Yeah. All right, defensively, a lot of Quay Walker talk. I know Jason brought that up with Hafley yesterday. What have you seen so far from Quay?
Yeah, every time that there's a scheme change, and it doesn't happen very often, but I go back to when Dom came in and 2009.
Yep.
There's always
Aaron Campman.
There's always one player that seems like may not be a perfect fit, and it was Aaron Campman in that season, and I believe he ended up leaving the next year or the year after to go to Jacksonville. And I'm not saying Quay doesn't fit this, but I wonder if Quay doesn't fit how they're using him and where he's playing right now. And I don't pretend to know the difference between all these, middle linebacker, Sam, Will. That's I didn't get into this to necessarily break down.
You're more of a punting guy, and you and McAfee.
Yeah. But I do wonder if there's a way. And I'm not saying you just put Clay as an edge rusher or something like that, but I do wonder if there's a way to get him in better position. And to me, that's the charge of the coaching staff.
So before Jason jumps back in, do you think right now, because Jason has been enamored with Wilson, both his play on the field and his physique, which is still really weird, but whatever. Is he going to hold off Cooper? He loves him. Is he going to be – I do. Do you think that Cooper, when we start talking about November, December, they obviously like him. They drafted him second round.
Yeah.
Is he going to be a player in this, or is Wilson and everybody going to hold off? If there's no injuries, is Edgerrin Cooper going to be a player for this team this year?
Yeah, here's what I think, Tosh. I think that, Eric Wilson has solidified his spot in the base, but that's only, 8, 10, 12 plays a game.
Right.
And I think that's going to be his role. I think there are going to be times in the nickel that instead of it being Quay Walker and Isaiah McDuffie, it could be Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper. I think that, in fact, we saw that a bunch in camp, just like we saw at times when they went nickel in the secondary. You saw Javon Bullard go down to the slot and Evan Williams play safety. I think they have to figure out how to play all these guys and get them all on the field, which I know, Jason, you asked a bunch of questions about that. You made the analogy that it's not, fifth grade booster club basketball where, the minutes are even, but they have.
Rob, if Wildy's coaching that fifth grade hoops, he's putting his kids out there at the end of the game to win. So even that question maybe is a little disingenuous. Yeah.
Yeah, he better be, because I tell you, Tosh, I told a parent this once in 7, 8, and 9-year-old baseball that if there's a scoreboard on the field, we're playing to win. So
nobody's done. That's why your kids are world-class athletes, Rob. That's why they're
that and Jessica's genes. In fairness, Rob and I are built a little bit differently in some ways. Love him like a brother. I don't follow that same program. All right, finish your thought.
I just think they're in a position where they, until they get some more injuries, which they're going to happen.
Right.
And Tosh, that all that sort of stuff takes care of itself organically with injuries. That eventually they're going to need these guys. So getting them some opportunities now to play handfuls of snaps, play a series here and a series there, I think will be great in the long run when you inevitably have to play those guys in a role. And sometimes, Douse, sometimes a guy goes in as an injury replacement, Edgerrin Cooper takes over, and they never get the get the job back.
Little Pip City, USA.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Could happen on Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ again on Monday. All right, Rob, 2 things before we let you go and you get out to practice, since I don't go and we rely on you for that information because I have a radio show to do. 1, Tausch mentioned your affinity for punting. I was looking at the stats, and as good as you and I think Daniel Whelan is, there's a hell of a lot of other punters that are good too, it would appear. But what do you make of what a weapon he has turned out to be?
Well, I'm going to take you behind the curtain at ESPN here for a second. We had an assignment this week that went along with the power rankings every week, and there's always
By the way, Rob, y'all's power rankings suck this week.
Yeah.
Green Bay wins and they drop 3 spots. What are we doing?
I should vote more. I think I forgot to vote this week.
Okay. That makes sense.
Anyway, the assignment was pick the role player who's had the biggest contribution so far through 2 games. Of course, you know me. Who did I pick, Jason? Daniel Whelan.
You picked Daniel Whelan.
And they rejected it. They said, punters aren't role players. They're primary players. And I was like, oh, okay. I finally have made an impact on someone. So I ultimately went with Eric Wilson.
Body beautiful.
I see the game through the Jeff Hafley sees the game through defensive backs. Matt LaFleur sees it through quarterbacks. I see it through the guy standing back there waiting to catch it and kick it.
All right,
he's been outstanding, and he could be a guy who does this for 8 to 10 years.
All right, before you go, and I don't want to cut your punter talk short, but I have heard you use the line from Airplane 2 so many times that it wasn't until yesterday that I realized it was from Airplane 2 again. I thought it was just a Domofskyism. You love to say when someone asks for your impression of something, I'm sorry, I don't do impressions. My training is in journalism. And yet yesterday on television, Rob Domofsky did an imitation. Here it is for everyone to enjoy.
Laura, I don't typically do impressions. My training is in reporting, but I'm going to do my best Matt LaFleur impression of what he said today when we asked him what Jordan Love was able to do in practice. LaFleur said he was limited. That's what he said yesterday. He was limited. If you haven't guessed, he's being non-committal about this. However, I was told that last week when they listened to this questionable, that was not just a charade.
Well, the ending, you stick the landing, too.
That he could actually have played last week. As for what we saw today, they were in pads. This was their padded day today. Jordan Love was out there doing limited work. I asked LaFleur if that was a big step, and he said any day that Jordan is out there is a good day. As for tomorrow, Laura, that's when we'll get the status reports for the game, and don't be surprised if Jordan Love is listed as limited and questionable.
I didn't practice how I was going to say questionable. I kind of, the landing, the judges took off a couple points there.
Well, Laura gave you a courtesy laugh regardless, because that's how good you are and you deserved it.
Someone go Google or YouTube Airplane 2 courtroom scene when that's where I stole the inspiration from.
Yeah, Jesse's got that side by side already. He's
on top of it. He's very good about that sort of thing.
He's the GOAT.
Rob, let us know what happens at practice and let us know how limited Jordan Love appears, or if he appears at all. Thanks, buddy.
Will do. We'll see you.
All right, that is Rob Domofsky. He is headed to Packers practice, which will kick off while we're still on the air here. Tausch, if you want, because I know it's getting a little cloudy. It's probably going to get a little dark out there next.
It's going to get a little darker pretty soon.
Maybe you should tell us a little bit about Fortria now, just so you have some flexibility in your schedule.
And if you need a little flexibility with your pocketbook and need a little more cash, Fortria's got you covered. Healthy adults ages 18 to 60. Body mass index 18 to 32. Study 2 stays, 15 nights, 7 follow-ups, $13,820 for your time and participation. Head over to FortriaClinicalTrials.com. That's Fortria, Fortrea, clinicaltrials.com.
More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. After every single green and gold game.
You can say it doesn't matter, but that's not being fair.
There's only one place to go for instant reaction.
Once, since they won the Super Bowl in 2010, one season, have they done better than 10th in points given up.
And to give yours on the Boda Box Wine Line. Tune into Green Bay Game Night with Homer after every green and gold game. Right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin alike?
Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Toscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned business for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off and 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to treasury management, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Gruber Law Offices presents Thanalysis.
80% the second bump after the second bump, it's a move.
A podcast from Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Oof da.
That means absolutely everything.
Also supported by Carbless, premium ready-to-drink cocktails.
The now quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
And Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee.
Jordan Love. Can I get a...
Subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Play, 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 and the haters gonna hate, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreakers gonna break, 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 break. And the fakers gonna fake, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off.
All right, we've momentarily lost Tausch, but I'm sure he'll be back. Apparently there's some lighting issues there on the winery. So, Jesse, you're going to play my question and answer with Jeff Hafley. I tried to be nice because I think there was probably a harsher way to ask this question. I want you to critique. You and Chrissy together can critique my question.
Oh, gladly. Here we go.
Hey, Jeff, where is Quay 2 games into your system compared to where he could be eventually? I know you really like how he fits what you do, but he's had some moments, right?
Yeah, we've all had moments. I mean, I've had moments. I love where Quay's at, and not where Quay could be, where Quay is going to be. Ooh. I love that even more. There's some plays you turn on now, and you're like, wow. I mean, look at that. That's exactly what we're talking about. You're also talking about a guy who's playing in a totally different scheme, right? And he's seeing a lot of different things for the first time. And the way he works, I mean, the way he practiced today, I mean, I'm really excited for where he is going to be. And I'm very, very pleased with him right now and very confident in him.
So that was the nicest defensive answer I've gotten in a while, right?
That's
Not
a good
where
way to
he
describe
could
it.
be, where he's going to be. What'd you think of the question?
I didn't think there was anything wrong with the question.
I didn't think so either. I thought it was being nice.
What I think when I hear that, when you get that type of response for a question that's not necessarily ill-intended is Jeff Hafley knows that Quay Walker either hasn't been living up to expectations or hasn't developed since he's taken over the way that he wants him to, and he's interpreting what you're implying without you actually saying it, and so he's getting defensive, standing up for his guy 2 weeks into the season, even though nothing was really said that was like any kind of attacking toward him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think he his line about how we've all had our moments. I had moments. Yeah, but Quay, the expectation is, and whether it's fair or not, he's a first-round pick. And that's what happens. And we can bring A.J. Hawk when he's not on the McAfee show onto our show, and he can talk about that. That, he had a good career in Green Bay, but in the eyes of many, it was not what you want from a guy that was the 5th overall pick. Now, you look at that draft, and there were a lot of guys that were not what you wanted as a top 10 pick from that draft. That was not a great draft. But the bottom line is that expectations matter, and there are expectations on Quay Walker. And to Rob's point earlier, I do think that there's an argument to be made that he should be playing the will linebacker where he flows more, and the middle linebacker is a tackling machine, and maybe that Isaiah McDuffie is more well-suited for that spot. But that's not how Jeff Hafley views it right now. All right, that is the end of the 10 o'clock hour. We will kick off the 11 o'clock hour. It's kind of like one of those, like, when you put those two pictures next to each other, and then you have to see in the Highlights magazine when you were growing up what's different. Chrissy's over there going, "What's Highlights magazine?" The reality is you're going to notice something different when we kick off the 11 o'clock hour. Let's see if you can pick it out.
Let's see if Old T's good to go. That's important to find out here.
That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. We like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated and uncompromising. Like an award-winning men's grooming experience from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and before you know it, our talented stylist will bring you back to a simpler time. A time when you were handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Time now, and I don't even know which games he's got on the schedule for us, but it's time now for the weekend preview.
That's right, fellas. A big weekend of football ahead of us here as we get into week 3 of the NFL season, and no Badgers game, so we got this in full. What are you laughing about, Tausch?
I feel like Jeff Probst is going to come and snuff out my flame. That's what I'm laughing about. All right, continue.
Well, will any of these Big Ten teams have their flame extinguished this weekend? Friday night football on Fox tonight, featuring a Big Ten top 25.
Jason,
have
we come on board with this Friday night football Big Ten now?
No, not me.
I have. I have. I'm excited. I know we play, Minnesota on Black Friday. I'm starting to dig I liked it last year. We played Purdue down there in West Lafayette. For as much as I fought against it in the beginning, I'm on board with it. I like it. All right, Jesse, which is the game?
Tonight,
I'm going to like it.
Yeah, it's at 5 o'clock your time, so that'll take some adjusting.
Just wait. So then will my alarm, if I'm setting it, will that be 7 o'clock because it's there and my phone is Central Standard Time phone? Or is it because I'm out west, I have to set it for 5 o'clock? How does that work again?
I'm going to give you all Tausch time for the games that we're going to review this weekend, and that'll just throw everybody off.
It's a brand new time zone. TT.
24th ranked Illinois at 22nd ranked Nebraska. A battle of unbeatens. 5 p.m. Pacific tonight. Televised nationally on Fox. Big game. Then tomorrow, a couple of good college games too, including this Big Ten clash at 12:30 Pacific on CBS. The USC Trojans, 11th ranked in the country, visit 18th ranked Michigan. Fun little contest there. Defending champs, going to go 2-2 if USC puts it to them in the big house. The primetime game on ABC tomorrow night. 6th ranked Tennessee at 15th ranked Oklahoma. 4:30 Pacific time on ABC. This is really tough, actually. Also honorable mention in that time slot as well on NBC, Minnesota and Iowa playing in the Big Ten Saturday night game. Then on Sunday, Packers play at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Oh, God.
So the 1:25 game, America's Game of the Week, the 0-2 Baltimore Ravens at Mike McCarthy and the 1-1 Dallas Cowboys. And then your Sunday night football game at 5:20 Pacific on NBC, the Kansas City Chiefs and Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. Tausch, which of those games stands out most to you?
So this is a rarity for me because obviously Badger games, we don't have a Badger game. That's why I'm out west. I normally am going to go NFL if it's not a Wisconsin Badger game. This weekend is the oppo of that. I am excited. That Friday night game has piqued my interest. Is Nebraska back? Are they real? How is Brett Bielema and the Illinois Fighting Illini? They've done some good things. They've had a couple of pretty good wins. So that game, I think, is going to tell you a lot because Wisconsin plays Nebraska. Wisconsin has a very tough schedule. We didn't think Nebraska would be part of that. We'll see then. And then the whole idea, we obviously play USC next Saturday at we don't know what time, hopefully early Pacific time. I don't really care what time it is Central. That versus Michigan will tell you a lot about both teams too. So you're going to start seeing a little bit more about who these Big Ten teams are and whether or not they're real contenders or not. And I think Saturday and Friday are going to give you good indicators of that.
Yeah, I am still not a Brett Bielema fan. I'm not big on Matt Rule either, frankly. But
what do you got against Rule?
Nothing specific. But I just don't. I don't want to watch college football on a Friday night. That's just not my jam, man.
Well, what are you going to do? Law and Order?
Maybe. There is a homecoming parade for our freshmen in high school, so we're going to go see her walk in the parade with her 2 sports teams.
At 7 o'clock?
I think it's at 5:30, but then afterward, there's some, you're milling about with other parents and stuff. So I'll have to miss my guy Brett
How do you walk in 2
Phelan.
parades at the same time?
So I think they're the coaches who are great about figuring out a way for Maddie to be able to participate on both teams have been, because my children are perfect. If you don't listen to the show every day, just ask Tausch.
Is she the Bo Jackson of whatever high school you're going to?
She's for the fall season. She is a little Bo Jackson-ish, yes. But they are nice enough to try and put their teams together in the parade so she can switch off between the 2 groups as she walks. So
you know what they say about it. You know what they say about somebody with 2 teams.
They've got none.
There you go. Same as
they're very
quarterbacking.
talented athletes.
Yeah, you can look at it. You can look at it from both perspectives.
That's not what Jeff Probst over there was going for, though. So I knew where he was headed.
The tribe has spoken.
Indeed, they have. So the game that I am intrigued by, of course, because Mike McCarthy's my guy, and they got boat raced by the Saints last week. So these are 2 pretty desperate teams at 3:25 on Sunday between the Ravens, who are a concerning 0-2, and the Cowboys, who are now 1-1. So that would be the game. But I'll be busy writing about the Packers' 2nd straight win with Malik Willis at quarterback.
What time is that? What time is that game again? 3:25. Is that Eastern?
No, that's Central.
Central. 1:25 Tausch time.
Oh, okay. Good.
Unless you're going to Hawaii from there, then we'll have to make an adjustment.
No Hawaii, I don't think. But that would really, you talk about really get me flustered. That would do it. So I think that's another 2 hours. I think so. That would be
shouldn't have brought
that
it up.
would be 11:25. And that depends if the time zone, if the daylight savings time is hit yet.
That's a factor, too.
I hope you never go to Arizona.
Well, dude, it's not even that, but we're getting to that time. When does the clock switch in 2 weeks, right?
That's
Isn't
the
it
first
early
weekend
October?
in November.
Oh, okay. Very confusing.
It's been that way for 20 years now.
Yeah, still very confusing.
All right, that is the weekend preview. Headlines are next. We're so excited for headlines. I'm curious if we are going to be able... Jesse, you've done a great job so far, but I'm always leery of playing video from the academy into the show. You think you can do it again? You feel good about
this. We got it. We're good.
All right.
And you're going to be impressed with the acting this week, Jason, if you haven't seen it on the social platforms yet.
I have not seen it. I've been avoiding it on purpose. I am very curious, though, because obviously last week's acting was top notch. At least by one of us.
Good. You were really good last week.
I play Sandra Bullock in all my spoofs. All right.
The ending still where you were like, yeah, you do now. And then Maddie put that side by side. You were very Sandy Bullock-esque.
Yeah.
It was good.
Not bad for never having seen the movie.
Even makes it better.
I read the book, though. All right. We need to get to headlines. Those are next. You can take it to the bank that Tausch and his brothers are always going to be creative. You can take it to the bank that Associated Bank is always going to have great customer service. I've experienced it, and they've got the awards that, if you don't believe me, believe J.D. Power and all the other folks that have given them the awards for their great retail banking customer service. And on top of that, you can obviously, if you're a Packers fan, get Packers checking. If you're a Badgers fan, get Badgers checking. If you're a Brewers fan, get Brewers checking. But you always get the same great customer service. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Headlines are next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Toscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned business for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off and 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound. Now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. At Fields, we have a great selection of Range Rovers, Defenders, and Discoveries. Every model in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery. Stop by or visit online.
Plus, you'll become a member of the Fields Amenities Program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and gourmet coffee service, all at no charge. Integrity and customer satisfaction will always be the force that drives our business. To put it simply, Fields matters because you matter. At Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For love of the game.
There's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Bucks stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
All right, now's the thing that everyone has been waiting for, from sea to shining sea. Oh, it's starting to brighten up out there.
Time zones are weird, man. It's weird, man. Sometimes it looks like the sun is coming up, and then like a couple hours later, it gets dark and there's fire. It's a wacky deal out here.
It's like Good Friday. Time now for headlines.
We've buried the lead,
but it's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah, I've read the headlines.
It's time to predict this week's headlines.
All right, so Jesse, what happens next?
All right, so Tausch has, we've released the video on the Wilde and Tausch social media platforms. The time is come and gone for everyone to suggest their guesses on the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line for a chance to win a tailgate experience at a 2025 game in Green Bay. So without further ado, we now get to play this week's movie scene for all to enjoy here on the Wilde and Tausch video stream if you're there with us. Otherwise, we hope it translates well over the air. And let's see if Jason can identify which movie this is. I have a feeling you're going to get this one pretty quickly, Jason. So without further ado, here is this week's scene.
What are the chances that a team like you and a team like us end up in the Super Bowl together?
Well, Tennessee, that's difficult to say. We really don't.
Hit me with it, Green Bay. Just tell it to me straight. You're going to beat us by 13 on Sunday. You came a long way to play here. What are our chances?
Not very good.
Like 1 in 100?
Vegas said 1 in a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Wow. The acting.
Now that's impressive.
Next level from Eleanor. Max, you did okay too. But wow. Sandra Bullock 2.0, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, she's got some chops. I would say of our family, she's the Christian Bale of the Tauscher Academy. That's what I would say after that performance. Pretty good.
Yes, no doubt about it. That was fantastic. So that is obviously Dumb and Dumber.
You ever think that should have been the name of our show?
Whoa, Nelly!
No, I don't know who'd be who. I think I know who retired Navy fellow would think, but outside of that, I don't know for sure.
All right. Well, no, I'm glad that we did not call that this show that. All right. So that
terrible
is your headline.
Sequel. By the way, terrible sequel. The Dumb and
I never saw the sequel.
Dumbest.
And
it
they're
wasn't
not even in the
Jim
movie.
Carrey. It was so bad.
There's like two other
sometimes-
random guys.
Sometimes you just got to think, I'm not going to CTD. I'm not CTD, and I'm just going to, it was good, let it go. CTD is chase that dollar, Jason, just so you know.
Oh,
everybody
I
knows
never
that.
heard that.
Yeah, I would think that you'd know that.
I'd never heard that quote before. Okay, so now I'm still trying to get used to this.
Yeah,
Boy,
it's
really
tricky.
brightened up out there.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
So then you also give a headline?
I do, yeah. I have one that the Academy puts together. And if I may, are you ready?
I am.
All right. Hold the Mayo, Willis versus Levis, Malik's GB's chances. Pack, yeah, wins, yeah, big, yeah. Pack wins big, 31-17.
Not bad. That was pretty good,
Thanks.
actually.
All right. Yeah, it's good.
Mockingbird. All right. So, sticking with the Dumb and Dumber theme. Now, I am still of the belief, as I have mentioned earlier in the program, when it was even brighter outside in California, that I don't think Jordan Love is playing. I just don't. I think he's another week away. I think this was a ramp-up week. So the premise of my Dumb and Dumber headline is predicated on Malik Willis starting once again. Okay? So there you go. Here we go. We've got an injured QB. We're giving our running back 40 carries a game. Our pets' heads are falling off. But you know, Maddie and Steno, just when I think you can't possibly be any smarter, you put together this game plan and totally redeem yourselves. Packers 21, Titans 17.
Nice.
All right, Jesse, try to top those.
I had a feeling one of you would snag that line, so I went with one a little more basic. Extra quarterback? You've had this extra quarterback this whole time? Malik Willis leads Packers to victory over his former team in Nashville. Packers win 28-14.
All right.
Wow.
That's good. I love that Jesse's now trying to play chess. He's guessing what we're going to be using, and I don't know if he's got two in the tank or if he is really that smart and he knows how our minds work. But
yeah.
That's pretty good, Jesse. Going third's not easy with this Dumb and Dumber.
It is
especially
not.
when Jason puts his paragraphs together and snags half the movie for
That's not half the movie. You could have quoted Dumb and Dumber 2. None of us would have even known.
It's fair.
All right. So that is our rendition of headlines. We are going to say farewell to Mr. California.
My torch is getting snuffed. I got blindsided. I got blindsided by Jim Carrey, and my torch is out.
I can't wait for next week's headlines. What I also can't wait for is our next trip to Fleet Farm. Paul and I have been there a lot lately. We were stocking up on our bubbler drinks. We had some lawn stuff we wanted to get. We had some pet stuff we wanted to get. We had some bird seed we needed. And you know that Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. But did you also know that they also have the best prices, guaranteed? Any day, every day, from household essentials to power tools and more, you will not find better deals. Shop the best prices guaranteed today, both in-store and online at fleetfarm.com. And whether you, like us, own a cat, a dog, or both, or maybe 8 in total, Fleet Farm is the place to find all their everyday essentials. Shop top brands like Purina and Science Diet for food and treats, and more for all of your four-legged friends, just not as many as we have. Get all your everyday pet essentials at the best prices at Fleet Farm. Whoa, Nelly, sans Jeff Probst is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems,